how's it going? My name's Anthony Gray, welcome to Grayscale. What I'm going to show you here today is what I usually do with extra paint that I don't, that I've already used. I really don't want to dump it in the garbage. Okay. All I did was take the leftover paint, take a 1-inch brush or a 2-inch brush. Nothing really special. One of these you get from the hardware store, nothing special. I kind of like the, I'll put it here, the splayed out edges. I take my leftover paint, just do one of these numbers here. Okay. I'll take some white gesso, put a chunk of it right in here. Take a water bottle, spray that corner, and you just let it run down. And then you let it dry over a day or so, because this is 11 by 15 watercolor paper, so it will bow on you. Then it'll straighten out. And once it straightens out, it straightens out as flat as it was before. But now when you put water back on it, it won't bow. It's already been saturated and dried. The fiber's been loosed. So once it dries flat, and there you have it. Okay. So basically, that's how I do those. All right. Let's zoom in for a little bit. I'll show you exactly. You see let's loosen this arm up so I can smoothly move this around, I think. Okay, now you see from the top, you see those stripes going down, all different directions. Alright, with the white paint mixed in with whatever color that it happens to be around, just makes it a whiter version of what it is. So red turns into pink, blue turns into sky blue, turns into a whitish blue, you know, stuff like that. Okay. And that's what you got all down below. Okay. So let's draw back a little bit. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to accentuate what's already there to make it pop out, which is the runs going down the paper. It's a very simple method to do it. You can use whatever size brush, depending on how thick or thin you want the little 3D effect. Alright. Now yes, it is a little abstract like painting or effect so far. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a round. This is a what are you, number 6 round, and all I'm going to do is accentuate what's already there using the black. You don't have to necessarily be even, and you don't necessarily have to cover every run. Okay, not necessarily. And you just go down. I'm using like almost half the side of the brush. All up in here. Chop it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be necessarily even, is what I'm trying to say. And just bring it all the way down. I'll get some more paint here. And if you want, you can have it pool at a certain place, but that's really your discretion. Like I say, some can be thick, some can be thin, some can disappear and reappear. Okay, thin here and thick as you go down towards the bottom. Really, your discretion on how you want to achieve the effect. Alright. And come on down around in here. Don't necessarily have to, like I say, fill everything. It goes by pretty quickly, as you can see. It depends on, like I say, how thick or how thin you want it. Some of it will appear, some of the color fades and blends away, and you can just continue on where it may have left off before. I dip into my paint often. I kind of want a bold, flowing stroke. I really don't want nothing to break apart. Now remember, keep in mind I'm using watercolor paper. It's not smooth panel board or canvas. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to have it perfectly smooth. You chop it up a little bit. I'm going to add a floral to this, so a lot of what you see may be hidden, and that's okay. And I'm only using one side. Like I said, once you start seeing the paint kind of flake a little bit, it's time for you to get some more. I'll start from down here. You can have it there. You can have some of this stagger a little bit to represent some of the rough edges. You can vary the weight, line weight. It's whatever you want to do. Okay. But I'm always going on either the left or the right side. I can stagger a few, like so. Bring some over here, some around here. Don't necessarily have to cover every one of them, as you can see. Kind of look like stalactites, right? Okay. Very interesting effect to use. Not too terribly difficult to do. And if you notice, I'm traveling when I do this. I'm using my whole arm to travel downward. Let me pull back for a second. Maybe check something out. You might not be able to see the stripes, but I want you to see what I'm doing arm-wise. I'm not using my wrist. It's the whole arm, and you use the whole arm to travel down. It makes the lines a lot more smoother. Alright? I'll do one travel all the way down the page here. I'll chop some up a little bit. Come down here. Play around with some of the dots in there. But as you see, I'm going all the way down. I'm using my whole arm and not the wrist. Let's do another one here. Whole arm going down, traveling down the paper. Inside here. And continue going downward. Like so. Alright. As I'm looking, I'm checking out various spots. Maybe some down here. See, it all depends if I'm gonna use tape and block all that in or not. That I don't know. Okay. But I am gonna do something up here. Let's just say I want a heavier cast shadow around the top here. So I'll just make it a little thick here on the top. I'll pick and choose my spots to make appear like there's a little gap in there, a deep overshadow. Some in here too. Kind of represent some of the the workings of the ink on the other side, the paint on the other side, up in there. Let me zoom in and show you what I'm talking about up here. It doesn't have to be every one. Okay. And let's play around with some of that up there too. Give the appearance of it. So you got the heavier line weight up on top. It kind of oozes its way downward. Alright. If I really wanted to play around, I could put some of that up here too. Just to play around. Oh, you can't see that up there. Some of that stuff up here. I can do the same there too. And it would actually bring it out a lot more. Just up in here. In a very thin line. It's just attention to detail. It's kind of drawing my attention to it, which is why some up here, maybe up here, it's a thin one here, another one here. I'll leave some of those alone. I can deal with it, but why not? Yeah, I like this here too. Something like that. Maybe that little corner in there. Something like that. So let's pull back. Let's bring this down a little bit, and then we'll pull back a little bit. So it looks like that. Okay. As you can see, it brings another dimension to your abstract. Brings it right out. Okay. And this is to your own choosing. If you would like to do something like that or not. Alright. Just something I wanted to show you. Little ideas you can have. Make it your own. Alright. I tend to do quite a few of these. Let's pull back here some more. Since I'm running my mouth, you can see a little more of my face. I tend to do a bunch of these because, like I say, I kind of frugal with paint. Some of the paint's kind of pricey, and you really don't want to just use it and throw away, use and throw the rest away. So I'll do something with this. I don't know what type of flower I'll tackle. I don't know if I'll do the one stroke method or the Genghis method or mix the two. Have no idea as of yet. It's pretty early in the morning. As I'm taping this, it's not even 9 o'clock. Alright. So it gives me plenty of time to figure out what I want to do with all of this. But I just wanted to show you how I go about it. Pretty much similar. I did a earlier YouTube version of this thing. Okay, you guys remember this, right? There, the light don't hit it. Well, it's the same background. Okay, I kind of exploded it with a lot of flowers so you don't see much of the stripes. But I just took this background and it was actually that way. You see the white? Okay, and then the stripes down here. Same thing. Because I took both sheets of paper and I put them side by side like so. And I did the whole thing. Okay. Well, basically, it was this way. Nope, it was this way. And I did the whole thing. Alright, I think it was like that. You can see the light colors. Alright. Basically, I did the whole thing like that. It's just this one, I just turned upside down. So that the drips will appear going in the other direction. But that's all I did with that. This one is actually right side up. And you can add whatever you want to add to this. I could also take this and put lattice work on it. And then put the leaves going through it. Whatever you want to do. Whatever your mind sets to do with it. Actually. I mean, I can take this, spray paint a symbol on it. Darken the borders and call it a day. Alright. Whatever your mind sets to do. Whatever ideas you may have to do something like this. I can make the leaves come in between the border. If you're a vine, have the leaves come out and plop a flower in there. Put some pretty little flowers or leaves up on top. Whatever you find to do with something like this, your ideas will just start coming to you the more you do this, the more you're accustomed to it. The ideas will flow along. Okay, so when I come back, we'll start to play around and have a little fun. All right. Okay, we got a few colors I got lingering around on my palette from a previous project. So I guess I'll play around with this theme of having some of the vines and stuff weaving their way in and out of here, and maybe a few leaves poking through. It wraps around, something like that. Now, because I'm working with watercolor paper, I gotta kind of saturate the brush pretty good so you don't get any splits. We'll have it just twirling around, something like that, and maybe have it curl around here, something like so. We'll have little leaves flaring off from them. Oh, I might have one shoot off around here, coming around that side. Dipping the brush into some water, kind of get the ink, the paint and inky kind of mix. It's a little phthalo, ultramarine blue and a little phthalo green. Because you need a difference in color. I'm going to use some of this green. And we're going to put it a couple, a little lower on the lower end. So we'll have it come around here. And we'll plop one right down there. Some more of that dark blue. And we'll have another one easing around here. Maybe not as large. And let's put another one there. I'm just using purely dark blue. Let's have one coming from here, coming around, and we'll end it right about there. Alright. I'll probably stop right there because I really don't want it to start looking like Christmas lights. Okay, so we pretty much got it. We got one way up there. Let's draw this camera back a little bit. You see them. Okay. So we got our little buds just hanging out, doing their own thing. Let's put a couple of leaves in here. We'll have the leaves just shoot up from the side. Okay. I'll try to keep them maybe their traditional kind of color. I'm just mixing in a little blue and green mix together. Let's see where I would like to put one. Let's have one. Let's have it angled downward. Can you get, no, let's zoom in a little bit. No, let me just angle the camera up and we'll zoom in just a tad here. Let's have one right about here. I'm going to use the corner of the brush. And let's put one right about there. Okay. Let's do it this way. I'm going to just press, and press, like that. Many different ways to do this type of leaf. I'm going to press. It's the foundation of the leaf. Okay. It's kind of a gnarly looking leaf. It's really my hand position actually, but that's fine. Doesn't look too pretty. We'll straighten that out. Something like that. We're going to give him another partner. Let's have him swinging. Let's have him coming a little forward, somewhere up here. And we'll do it again. And we're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to do the flip side of the leaf. Give him a point right there. A little more blue, a little more green. Alright, let's let's put one a little further down. Let's aim the camera downward. Try to show you some of these strokes here. Let's have one just shoot out this way, just coming down there like so. Okay, and we'll do one of these numbers, do it a different way. Now you got the middle part. Alright, and we're just going to press and just make it disappear. Everything kind of goes to an imaginary point, like say right about there. And you do the same thing here. Press. Everything goes to that point, like so. So we got 3 on that side, that's fine. We'll keep it in 3s. Let's go to the other side. Let's go a little further downward. Somewhere around here. Okay? So, let's maybe have one. You know what? Let's just have it like this. Okay. And we're going to go on the other side. Just like so. Cover that in there like that. We'll do another one. Using more blue than green. Let's put one. Let's have him go upward. Let's have him aim upward like so. And we're gonna go backwards. We're gonna go narrow and have it go wider as it goes in. Like so. Cover all that. When it gets to the highlighting, you'll see. Okay. Get a little separation there. Alright. I'm thinking one more. Let's have them go further to the top. Where those buds are. Let's just have one coming downward, right in that direction. So we're going to go like so. Using pure paint, no medium, no water. And we're going to do another one right in there. Alright, just like so. So we got about 6 of these guys. Alright, well, we'll start with this guy. I got some green paint, blue-green paint already on the brush. So I'm going to dip into a wee bit of yellow instead of white. This will be the highlight side. A little flick. Do the same thing on the other side. You guys can't see that. Let's go downward. There, we'll work on these two. Let's zoom it in a little bit. Brighten it up a little green, or a little yellow into the green. And do it again. Kind of want it a little bit bright. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. And we're going to move on to the ones a little upward here. Let's go on this side, this guy right here. Still using the light mix. Using the tip of the brush, press, and just release. It's kind of a feel thing here. Let's go upward to the last two. Right up here, these guys. We're going to highlight that edge right there. And this guy right beside it here. That ugly guy. Like so. Okay. We're going to get the dark side going here. Just clean off the brush. I'm going to add the slightest touch of white to my deep blue. Darken it a little bit. And the slightest little touch on the other side, opposite side. If you want to add a little refracted light, you can do a little bit of that too. Usually just a small touch of white. That's your discretion if you want to do that. I'm adding just a small touch of white to it. We're going to go down to this one down here, right here. Add a little vein to it. I'm just adding a little vein to the middle on the one up here. Let's move the camera over to these guys right here. There. We're going to do the same exact thing, same type of strokes, just a little darker. Add a little vein there. A little more dark blue. And we're going to go on the other side. Press and gently lift up. It's definitely a feel for the brush and for the strokes. I'll pull back and let you see the whole thing. Adding a little bit of the center vein, a little highlight on the center vein a little bit. Brighten a few of these up here. Not too many. Doesn't have to go down the entire length. Okay, so we'll pull back and you'll see what I've done here. Alright, you see these guys? Let's pull back a little more. There, you can see the whole thing there. Okay. There. Just like so. Now, since I've got this brush, it's a little half-inch brush, I'm dotting with a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white. A little more yellow. Get some yellow going on in there. Slight touch of red. Just a mess. Okay. But let's get some little wiggle leaves in here. I'm going to have them come right up off the vine themselves. So, let us zoom in again. Let's go up toward the top here. Yep. Okay, we're going to play around with a couple of the press and just release. Press, release. Go on the other side. Press, release. Press, and release. Maybe one more right here. And we're going to do a couple of them on this side here. Have one overlap. Let's add a little more white. Brighten some of these guys on one side maybe. Like this. And we'll put a couple going that way. Let's put one tip going down that way. For that guy. Let's add a little more red. Just a little contrast. But we'll do it on the opposite side. Like right around in this area here. I don't think you guys can see those. So let's pull our camera around. There they go. Right up around here. Add a little white in that mix. And let's have one go the opposite direction. Let's put a little more white in there. Let's brighten up a couple of these guys here. There. Just a touch of white. Brighten a few of them up here. One up in here. Let's put one in opposite direction going downward. Let's put one right around here. And give him a head right there. something like that. Okay, we're gonna have let's get some green ones in here. A little bit of green, a little bit of blue, a little bit of white. Let's put down below on the opposite side where it's yellow, right around in his area here. Let's put a couple of those guys here. Don't be afraid to overlap. Okay. Oh, let's put one right around in here, like so. Okay. That's pretty cool. We'll throw something cutesy in here in the center. Alright. So we're going to open up. Actually, I should keep it this close so you guys can actually see the workings of the flower itself. So we'll keep it right about here. Alright. Let's, as I'm looking at it, and checking it out, I'm deciding right now what color I want the thing. We could go for a different color of flower. Like pick brushes that are kind of conducive to the paper you're working with. Just saves a lot of headache. I'm mixing yellow and white together. Let's throw a nice little flower right up in here. We'll do for a yellow one, nice bright one. How's that? So I'm just mixing a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white. I have him go across there a little bit. I'm debating how large I want the thing. A little bit of white. So I'm just playing with the size of the little circle here. I think that would be okay. I am going to dip a little into the red. A little bit into the blue. Give me this nice violet type of color. And let's put a nice little U shape here. But we're going to fan the rest of that out. Fan it right out. Like that. Have it fan out. Let's do the same thing. A little bit of blue, a little bit of red, smallest amount. Mix it into the white a little bit. I'm going to put the bottom way down here. Fan it right out. Because it'll get a weird gray color. And that's fine. Give him, I kind of like the deeper color. So let's give that to this one here. Just like that. A little too high. There we go. Now you'll be able to see it a lot better. Okay? Okay. As that's drying up a little bit, I have to get some more yellow. Plenty of yellow. Now with a yellow flower, obviously you're going to highlight with white. I don't have too much of this yellow left. I gotta get some more. Actually, I bought a smaller jar because I didn't know how this yellow would act. It is not as thick as the Grumbacher, but it is thick enough you can hold it upside down and it's not going to plop on you or anything on the floor. Alright. So, got the yellow. Mix a tad of white in this yellow. I should use a smaller brush for what I'm about to do. Technically, I should. Technically. But since I have the brush, I already got paint on it. We're just going to move with that. We're going to work with that. Alright. I'm going to start with the strokes. Let's say that the strokes meet that dot you see right there. See that? There. See that dot right there? All your strokes are going to meet that guy. Starting out here, press, and you make it disappear in there. Press. Everything meets towards that dot. You might not see, that's too strong. There, fade that out a little bit. Getting some more paint. You might not see the individual strokes as of yet. That's okay. You will when I start highlighting and darkening certain areas. But that's like a series of petals going in a circle. Okay. I'm going to add a little more white to the yellow. And we're going to have one, almost the S formation. It comes down to a point. Let's do the same thing on this side. S formation comes down to a point. Alright. I'm going to brighten up the yellow a little bit. Let's add another layer in the back. Same direction. Same direction. Aim at everything. Make one a little higher than the other one. I'm adding the slightest touch of red to some of that yellow. Get a little deeper color. And we're going to add a few in there. Let's separate some of these guys. Give it a slight push. Don't like the way that one turned out. Let's do that again. So you can see some of those petals. I'm just using a little white with the yellow. Give it a slight push. And do it again. Right up here. Okay. And we're going to get a slight touch of red. We're going to do the back end of the petals facing us here. This guy right here. Right now, it's not the vantage point here. The vantage point will be somewhere down there. I'm going to start off here. On the other side, do the same thing. And we're going to aim right down. So now we got a petal. Only way for me to let you see that, I'm going to have to darken an edge. That you see exactly what I'm doing and where I'm going with it. So we use red. Give it a red rim. So we'll start right from here. Touch. And you'll see right where I'm going with this. Do it on the other side. A little red rim going around. You see that there? Okay. Let's play around with that a little bit. That's the back end of the flower, so let's give us a nice little bowl over there. Same thing here. Give a nice little bowl right around there. Fade some of that in. And we'll play around with a little bit of that a little bit later. Nice little bowl on the outside. I'm going to take a little more yellow glaze, brighten that up a little bit. Like that. Stroke some of that there. Like so. Get a little white. And let's lighten some of that up over there. Lighten some of that up too. I don't want it too red. Okay. But that is the back end. Get a little yellow, get a little white. Mix it in there. A little more white. A little more white. This is a soft white, so yeah, yellow's gonna flow through. Let's get a little bit of edge on that row here. And you know what? Let's plop another row. Or the impression of another row. Like so. Let's have it come right around. Like that. Nice little rim right around in here too. Now you can see the separation there of the leaves. Or the separate petals. Mixing a little white, a little red, a little yellow. We'll start playing around out here. A couple of them out here. A little more yellow. Fade right into the black or the gray. underneath. I'll get a little white so I can get me a nice little edge. Just light push. Just slightest bit of red in there. And we're going to create another edge in there. It's underneath the flower. Don't want to get rid of all that dark. And let's have, we'll probably put another one in there. But I still want to maintain some of that dark. So, a little bit of red, a little bit of blue. Make kind of a wash. Don't need don't need too much of it. I'm gonna put it all in here a little bit. And just fan it outward. Fan it out a little bit. And we're going to get some more of that. We're going to fan in between in here. Fan out a little bit. Just in various spots. Fade some of that. Just separate the petals a little bit. All in there. Smooth some of that out. Let's have some split up that way. You got to surround it with dark for it to kind of poke out. Okay. Now that we've did that, you go right back over your previous petal strokes, have them meet in the inside. I'm going to use pure white. Press and push. You can get away with using the pure white on a yellow flower. Push. A little bit push. Let's get that nice rim on some of these guys out here. And maybe a few out here. And we'll play with a few in here. But not all over the place. I kind of like that sharp white rim, so let's put a couple of those out here. A couple of them out here. Playing around out there. And let's put one out there. And one out there, like so. I kind of want that shaded area, that shaded area a little darker, a little red and blue, right in there. Let's have a little cup in there. It comes down. Something like that. Something pretty dark. I'm going to take my smaller brush, if I can find it. There you are. I'm going to put a petal, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white. Let's get a petal facing us in this area. And it'd be at a curve like that. A little more white, a little more yellow. And we're going to cup them around right here. Nothing pure white, right on the tip. Let's give it a little push right here. And destroy that bottom edge. Another push. Up around there. You can layer petal after petal after petal after petal after petal. If you desire to do so, plop in some. Same as red in here. Put a little white in that red. Right around in this side here. Mix it right in. Like so. Put a couple stragglers out there. Okay. As much as I try to prevent the side of my head to peep through, let's draw this plant back a little bit. We're going to put some large leaves coming out. I'm going to use my green, a little bit of blue. I don't have too much red left, so I guess green and blue is going to be it. A little more on the blue side, darken it up. Oh, let's put one. Oh, let's just have one right around. It has to be big enough to separate from the other guys, so. Oh, let's put one right around in here. Make them a nice size one. And on the other side, do the same thing. Pure paint, no water, no blending agent, just pure acrylic paint, just like so. We're going to do another one on the other side. Oh, let's have him. Well, let me add another petal here for this guy. Disappear in there like that. Let's put one. I have to use a little water on this one. Just picking a spot where I want to put the other guy. Let's have him shoot. Let's have him shoot that way. Something like that. Let's have him aim downward. Give him a weird angle. And we're going to do the same thing up here. Just like so. He's at a strange angle, this one here. It's fine. And we're going to do it again. Get enough paint so it doesn't flake up on you like that on the side. If you can do it. He's at a different angle. Let's have a cupped one. Let's have one a little bit on the cupped side here. We're going to have one cupped right around here. Have them scoop right in there. Get a little water, loosen up the paint, because I'm running low on my little blue here. We'll cup this guy right in here. Just like that. That will be the inside. We're going to take some white, and we're going to do the same thing, not as tall. There, now you got a cupped leaf on that side. So we're going to highlight. All I'm doing is adding white with the blue we have. And we're going to highlight on press and fade in. Press, fade in. Let's skip one. Press, fade in. Press, fade in. Okay. We're going to do it on the other side here. Press, Fade right on in there. Press, press, and press, and another one right there. If I wanted, because I want that the highlight side, would add pure white. And maybe right on top of that, light blue. Just a touch. Just like so. And we're going to do the other side here. Quick press and a flick. One more right there. Okay. I'm just cleaning out the brush. I want a sharp edge. We're going to put the center vine in. Right about there. And this one here is kind of curved, like so. Okay. Nothing but pure blue. It will show pure dark blue, like so. Let's put shadow red in there with this guy. Shadow him in there, maybe a little bit here too. There, and we'll shadow that one in there. That leaf is like a little bit behind the other ones. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Let's shadow some of that in there. Shadow some of that in. We'll add the there, just like so. If you shadow some of that in. If you want a little refracted light, you can do that too. Maybe a little reflected light right around in here. Okay. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Maybe you want to brighten up this part here. A little more of a separation in there, like so. Okay, much like that. Let's go back. Let's go back. So you can see the whole thing there. Okay. Now, it is kind of a bright flower in there. Okay. So we're going to cleverly frame Mr. Flower. Let's frame him a little better so it can stick out a little bit more. All right. And we're going to just maybe a few long leaves. Just a few. Right now I'm just using whatever paint's left over. We're going to frame the plant of flower a little bit. And you can even put some coming up and around up here. And we're just cleverly framing the plant. Just little dark patches in here. Like make it look like little leaves. Whatever. Just be kind of coy about it. Just gonna frame them in a little bit. Just a little bit here and there. Not everywhere. Not all over the place. Just little cutesy little bits here and there. Maybe down on the bottom behind everything. Like something like around here. Maybe a little bit here. Kind of a little leaf shape. Just want to frame the petals a little bit. And just to be slick about it, add a few highlights in there. You just be cute about it. So don't make it look too obvious. Just a few here and there. Especially here on the bottom. Got a mixture of green and white and blue. Put some over the petals themselves. Always overlap a few. just like so. So let's go back. Let's turn the whole thing back, and there you go. Alright. See, that wasn't too bad. I want to give a little bit of a brighter highlight to where some of these guys are going here, a little curve. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. Like I say, you just want to frame a lot of that in. The top, pretty much leave to itself. Okay. It's got 1, 2, 3 petals, 1 cupped. Let's see what else. I'll probably go back over some of these a little darker. I want it darker still. But it will be more of a wash. So a little bit of red, a little bit of what's left of the blue. And I'll just fade in a few spots here and there. Maybe cover in a few down in there. Don't worry, it fades a little bit lighter than what I'm doing, but I just want to kind of separate some of this stuff. Couple in here, and feather some of that outward. Yeah, I think that's cool. It'll lighten up a little bit as it dries. Put a couple in there, fade it out. All to your discretion. Okay. As it dries, it'll lighten up a little, so don't panic. And if you do panic, you can always add another petal or two to cover those up. But all I'm going to do is plop a couple, press, and just plop a couple going around. Okay, as long as I got a nice strong edge. Okay. Give yourself a nice strong edge and trail some of that. Like so. I mean, you can just keep adding and layering, layering and adding. As long as you got a nice strong edge where you can see the separation of the petals, good to go. Gives that illusion of more and more petals. Okay. Well, and there you have it. Well, that's another one down the tubes. Used up my paint from the previous session. And like I said, that's another one set. I think I'll use, and you notice I don't have a border on this. Okay. I will put my name right here. Regular Sharpie this time. There. That's all she wrote. Alright. Kind of a carefree edition of Grayscale. One of my abstracts that I had laying around. Get rid of the extra paint. Plop a rose in there with some leaves going all over the place. Make the play of weaving in and out of the abstract patterns back there. Put some leaves in there to surround the petal edge. Yellow flower. Alright. And well, there you go. Me just playing around having fun. Alright, no border this time. Whatever frame you choose to put on it, you can put the frame on it or whatever. And you know, just experiment, have some fun. Okay. And that's pretty much what I wanted to do. It's early, and just do some playing around, you know. So I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, leave them on the comment box. Alright, let's see if I can pull that back a little further. There we go. Leave them on the comment box below. I'll answer them. And I hope you enjoyed this session, and you have a very wonderful day or evening whenever you catch this. Alright, happy painting, and I shall see you again shortly. Alright, peace.